We're here with Eddie Hearn at the Matchroom HQ in Brentwood. First of all, Eddie, a big arrival today with Kell Brook coming in the helicopter. What did you make of all of that?
Great. I said to him, as soon as he knocks out Shawn Porter, that helicopter transforms into a Learjet. So, no, look, you know, he's no stone unturned for this camp. It's a 4-hour drive down from Sheffield, and it's 48 minutes in that thing. So, I think he's just chose the helicopter route today, and you know, a nice day celebrating a great year.
And it's been long negotiations for that Brook-Porter fight. We've got a date, we've got a venue now. I mean, what is it like to have it finally signed, sealed and done?
It's been a frustrating period. I mean, more frustrating the last year and a half really, with the injuries around the Alexander fight. But now it's done. You know, Kell's in such great shape. He's been training for 7 weeks already, and he's in phenomenal shape. You can see it, you know, and he's ready to go. So he'll be heading out soon to California, and I believe he's going to come back with the world title.
Yeah, definitely. And if he does come back with that world title, you had a magnificent show a couple of months ago at Wembley Stadium in front of 80,000 people. I remember you saying at the weigh-in at Wembley Arena in front of 8,000 people like to see that Brook-Carl fight, and massive cheers. Can we see that?
Yeah, we've been trying to make that fight for a while. I think it's a huge fight in British boxing, and if Brook can beat Porter, or when he beats Porter, that fight's massive, you know. But if he wins the world title, it sometimes makes it even difficult to make, because obviously the shift in power changes, if you like. But you know, I'm hopeful that one can be made.
No, definitely. And in terms of another new signing, Matthew Macklin was revealed today. How did negotiations go about that, and what was it that appealed to Matthew to you?
I like Matthew as a fighter. You know, I've got a huge amount of respect for him, and obviously we're looking at other markets, and Dublin is one of them that appeals to us. You know, we're going to be working with Lou DiBella on him as well, and Lou's going to be looking out for opportunities for him in the States. He's still there, he's still credible with Sky, credible with HBO, and ready and willing to be involved in big world title fights. So, you know, it's a pleasure to be working with him, and I'm looking forward to it. August the 30th, you know, he'll be in a proper fight on August the 30th, and then move on and hopefully fight Andy Lee in November in Dublin. And then look for that another shot at world title.
Definitely, and got a big show coming up on Saturday, collision course, and of course it could lead to another rematch, another great British domestic fight between Tony Bellew and Nathan Cleverly. I mean, what can we expect from that night on Saturday?
I'm sitting there with fingers crossed really, because you know, they're both in with big bangers. They're both up now at cruiserweight. You know, Tony particularly is in with a big Brazilian who can really punch. And I'm just hoping they get through. You know, they're proper fights they're in as well, and you know, that's a huge fight again for Britain, and a great grudge match, and one everyone's really going to look forward to. So hopefully we can leave Echo Arena on Saturday and know that that's another one that's going to get made. You know, a huge bill: Anthony Joshua, Luke Campbell, Anthony Gogo, Callum Smith, Rocky Fielding, Stephen Smith, Gamal Yafai. You know, it's a packed night of boxing, and you know, it's a great way to end the season, even though it doesn't really seem like there's a season anymore.
Yeah. And you've got great shows up and down the country, like you said, when the season starts again. I mean, what can we expect for the rest of the year and heading into 2015?
We've got September, August the 30th, obviously we're in Dublin. September the 13th for it will be in Manchester for Crawler and Quigg in a double header. Then we're going to go September 27th, hopefully to Kiel for Smith versus Abraham. We get that done. October the 4th, Josh Warrington and Jamie McDonald, you know, fighting in Leeds. Then October the 11th will be a big show at the O2. October 25th will be in Hull. So it's non-stop, really. It's exciting times. You know, a lot of big fights out there to be made, and I think everyone looking forward to the new season.
Definitely. And in terms of a couple of fighters, especially from that Wembley card that won their world title eliminators, starting off with James DeGale, what's happening with that, and potentially fighting Carl Froch? Is that going to happen?
Yeah, well,
is Carl even going to return?
Yeah, he's the mandatory challenger. He's got to fight for the IBF title before the end of February, so you know, hopefully we'd like to make that next. You know, Froch wants to fight Chavez, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen now. I think the two front runners are James DeGale and Mikhail Kessler. But you know, DeGale is the one that's mandatory, so we know what big domestic fights do. James is here, he's ready for that fight, and you know, perhaps we'll make that happen next.
And I mean, in terms of Carl on a deserved holiday, I mean, what have you spoken to him?
Yeah, I spoke to him about an hour ago. He's starting to think about talking about fighting again. So long way to go, but I'm sure he'll be back in the ring. Just a case of whether it'll be late this year or early next.
Definitely. And another guy who won his mandatory was Kevin Mitchell. What happened with that?
Well, he missed the IBF check weight in the morning, made the weight at the weigh-in, and it means that if he won, he wasn't to become the mandatory. He did win, and unfortunately he's not the mandatory for Miguel Vasquez, so we're trying to make a voluntary shot, which is very difficult. But he'll be on the October the 11th show. We've made the offer to Al Haymon. Hopefully we can get that fight through, but if not, he'll be in a big fight himself.
And I understand you've released a new online platform for boxing with some live fights going to be on there as well. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, the Matchroom Fight Pass. It's going to be a new platform for boxing, working with, I believe, 3 of the top promoters in the UK: Dave Carl Brooks, Steve Wood, and Steve Goodwin. It'll be a minimum of 10 shows a year live stream. But also the membership will include access for fight fans to pre-sale of our big shows. So we've had problems in the past, people saying, oh, I come to all your shows but I wasn't able to get tickets. This will stop that. You'll get a special period of booking time to get your seats. Matchroom highlights from our big shows, old content, merchandising. It's a whole new scheme available at matchroomboxing.com, and it's good. We're investing a lot of money in the top level of the sport, and we want to invest in other areas as well, and this is giving the other promoters an opportunity to have a great platform, but also giving our fighters and their fighters a chance to progress through those levels and onto the TV stage.
No, definitely. And you're over in America not too long ago with Brian Rose, and there's a lot of talk about you starting promoting some events over in America. Can we see that happening soon?
Yeah, I'm talking to promoters out there and broadcasters. I think it's only a matter of time before we're out in America doing stuff, but we've got a lot of work to do in the UK first, and probably 2015 you'll see us out there.
No, definitely. Oh, that's great, Eddie. Thank you so much.
All right, mate. No worries.